So I'm getting knee surgery in a week and 2 days. It still feels really surreal. Not something obviously I would ever imagine for myself, not something that anybody ever wants to go through is a big injury that kind of is career altering or career halting for a while. I'm probably going to be away from dance for a year, and that is scaring me so much. Just the thought of what recovery is going to be like and what rehab is going to be like and how intense physio is going to be is already scary enough as it is, and it's not something I've ever experienced before. Like, I've never broken a bone. I maybe rolled my ankle once or twice when I was younger, but I've never broken a bone. I've never experienced a major injury, so having to go through a big surgery like this is intense. I'm getting my ACL repaired because it's a complete tear, so my ACL is just floating around in my knee. Imagine a frayed rope and you just see the little bits just hanging off is basically what my ACL looks like inside my knee right now. And then when anybody asks me what it feels like, I feel like a piece of my knee is missing. I can feel that something is missing in the middle of my knee. It is the weirdest feeling. It is so hard to describe. Unless you've actually experienced it before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been a really interesting process having to deal with this injury since 2019. So the original one happened in December 2019. I don't think back then that it was a full tear or anything like that. It might have just been a little bit of a twist to my meniscus and maybe a little bit of a tear on my ACL, but nothing to the point that I was advised to get a full MRI or for surgery or anything like that. So even though I had twisted it about 3 times afterwards, I was like, okay, something's definitely wrong here. And so that's been a bit of an interesting process, considering kind of that in between up until now. Nothing happened, thank God, obviously. But it wasn't until February of this year that it's I went to go take a class. I was feeling fine. I thought my knee was good. And then all of a sudden, an hour into class, I was feeling good. I was feeling confident. I step back with my right foot and it just gives out underneath me. And I didn't cry in class or anything, but the feeling of defeat just came over me completely. And any professional athlete, dancer, anybody that's gone through injuries like this, especially when you're in the middle of what you're doing, it feels very defeating. So that was definitely a hard thing to kind of work through and feel good about. Thinking that, okay, I'll be okay, because I had experienced it so many times before that I thought this time I'd be fine. I was like, okay, maybe I just tweaked it again. Shouldn't be a problem. Lo and behold, I was off of my heels. I've been off of my heels since February, and it still feels weird anytime I've just put them on to still try them on. It still feels really awkward. The pressure and the angle being in my shoe feels really weird. So it's very understandable that my leg is just super weak. I'm constantly wearing my brace. My knee brace is my best friend. This is my bestie. My Don Joy. Yes. Yeah. So I got it in matte black because I wanted to feel like a really cool bionic woman. But mine squeaks now because of how much I use it. So it squeaks. It squeaks because I use it so much. Yeah, the brace is custom to my leg. I got it custom made because I knew that I didn't want to take any chances with hurting myself in the time after this injury happened again. And my brace is going to be my best friend even after surgery, because I need to make sure obviously that I'm keeping everything super stable as I'm going forward and going back into training and stuff. And I'm saying all of this I almost feel like an outside person looking in, but feeling wise, I can honestly say that I'm scared. I can honestly say that God is doing something huge in my life there's just a lot of emotions going into this surgery. There's a lot of emotions for the unknown and the uncertainty of what comes afterwards. All I know is that God is doing so much in my life and he's changing a lot. I really feel like I'm going in for physical knee surgery, but at the same time, emotional, mental, and spiritual heart surgery. So, it's a lot. But I know that I'm in good hands. Like, I trust God completely. But obviously it gets really overwhelming, right? Like I'm going from always dancing and I'm doing the things that I love to do to being in this like rehabilitation state, bedridden for a little bit, mostly because I'm not going to be able to move for a couple weeks. I'm not going to be able to stand a lot. I'm not going to be able to walk a lot for a couple weeks. And then even once I get my strength back to be able to walk again, I'm not going to be able to be at the gym as consistently yet and be like strength training and getting all my strength back and like lifting heavy stuff. And then it's also going to take a while for me to get back into dancing, because on top of all that training that's going to come after physio is all the training that has to come afterwards with being in my heels again and learning how to dance again and getting my balance back and feeling good in my body again without that fear of something happening to my knee. And I know when I've watched other dancers go through injuries like this and I've heard about other athletes going through injuries like this, it's a very common one. Why are we so fragile? The human body is so fragile. But that being said, like, I know so many people have come back stronger after their surgery because it's just the strength that gets put into it, and the reinforcement of their knee just gives them the ability to really live life again and to live life to the fullest. I'm a very cautious person, so I'm probably not going to do some crazy things even after surgery, but I do know that that is one of my goals, is just to be able to not think about it. Is one of my goals is to be able to move, even if it's like playing sports, like just not thinking about, is my knee going to tweak again today? If I step on it wrong, is it going to twist again? So I'm about to take you guys on this very intense process from surgery day one to God knows however long this process is going to be for me to get back to my knee. But we're gonna start with month one. Just kind of get into the thick of it, and yeah, I just want to bring you guys along for the journey, because I don't want anyone to feel like they're ever alone in anything like this. And if I can do it, you absolutely can do it. And I'm stubborn. Oh my goodness, I am so stubborn, but I am determined to get my life back. So I hope this is encouragement for you. If you're watching and you're going through an injury, if you're watching and you've gone through some really difficult times and you feel very defeated, I want you to know you're not alone, and we've all got this. You know, there are trials that come against us, but we are strong and we can do these things. God's got us and we got this. But yeah, I will see you guys on the flip side. Welcome to Alana's rehab process. I'm gonna come up with a better name. But yeah, welcome to the journey.